All right, now this one is truly a homage to copycat of a Rolex. And Invicta, I think, takes pride in this particular version being based on the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge, I believe it was. Rolex made 3 of them and decided they were unrealistically difficult to make and called it quits. Invicta's probably made $1 million now, or $1 million off of them. So you got that enormous raised glass face on there, deep sea diver stuff. You have a pressure release for helium, I believe, or hydrogen. Hydromax, probably hydrogen. Okay, so you got the GMT time going around. Okay, so basically military, but it's completely independent of the actual clock. And no relation whatsoever. I happen to set mine on the actual clock because I actually use military time to do my thing every day. So you got the date, Hydromax character up top, reserve quality, screw down crown, also a slide out because they're not playing games. This is for diving. So you got the slide out to put it over your wet seat or dry seat. Don't have to change the links. So you can wear it in the office and take it out diving. Don't have to change the links. All right, back to it. One of my favorite Invictas in the world. I want to change the brace. I want to put the gold pins all throughout the brace and put the gold there. But outside of that, definitely the most sophisticated looking watch. It's not a perpetual calendar. I think they call it a master calendar at Invicta. Call it a master calendar, but it's kind of like our solar system. Everything in it is in motion, working together seamlessly. So that's awesome to me. It's got the day, the date, the month, the day of the week, name, and manages to squeeze in a chrono feature. Also, I love the way they did this. Very artistic, where you can turn that down like that to unscrew it. And these screw down, screw out, so you can actually use it. Screw them down so they can't be scratched or broken. Pretty cool. Also quartz movement on that one. Alright, I think that's it, and then we'll go through the Ghost. This is the Ghost Russian Diver. When I first was told about Invicta and I did my little Google searching, this is one of the first watches that popped up, and I became an instant Invicta fan. That was just too sick, in my opinion. I mean, absolutely stunning watch in detail. It's mind-blowing. Still to this day, and I've had it. This is a very old watch. I didn't get it when it first came out. Like I said, I was kind of late to the Invicta. Someone told me I was tripping, messing with these watches that were breaking on me. Just get an Invicta, won't have to worry about it. And I did my little search, and this one popped up. I said, absolutely mandatory for me to have that watch. Even if it breaks, it's just a beautiful piece. It hasn't broken. But leather gator embossed band on there. This one's been all over the world. East African Ocean, Madagascar, it's been all over. You name it. Beyond Madagascar, back to South Africa. Just a cool watch. See-through. I have a video of this already. Underwater. It says Russian diver. They mean it. You can actually dive with these things. You couldn't tell I've been underwater, even though it's salt water. Even though that was like 6 months ago. No deterioration whatsoever. beautiful, mechanical. Kind of like the tourbillon, it's a mechanical. So you have to wind that one manually. There is no automatic wind on there, on the back. Just a bunch of mechanical movements going on in there. One thing I really think is cool about this watch that I think gets overlooked every time on videos, I'm not gonna be able to shake it to get it started. Gotta wind it, is that second hand. A lot of times people talk about this watch and never mention the second hand, and I honestly don't think they know it's there. It's a very smooth second hand that is just an unnecessary but cool feature of such a brilliant 52mm watch. Totally unnecessary for that to be there, but I think they just went the extra step. So we were talking earlier about being put at peace with the movement of a second hand, a smooth sweeping second hand, and that's what that'll do for you. Because you look at that and it's like, wow, it's such a smooth movement. You would have thought that would be more of a highlighted feature, but it's not. And this one is a Russian diver also. I believe it's called the Nautilus. It's got the date up top, the day of the week at the bottom, chrono feature there, second and 10th of a second, I imagine. You got the second hand going around. Then of course you've got this outrageous amount of functionality with this watch. Try to set this up where I can pull these out for you. So you've got this one, it turns the protective cage on the front, diving. You got coral that you can bump into. I don't know if I've taken it all the way off right, but it's off. So you can see the beauty of that. Not mother of pearl, but beautiful polished steel face on there. Okay, then you've got the screw down crown. Really a protective box around the crown so you don't screw that up. In the back, extremely complicated looking. Difficult to do this all with one hand, but I'm working on it. Pull that out like you pulled out the one to remove the crown, and that pops open so you can access the battery or anything else should anything go wrong. So you got that pretty cool polished surface there. Not sure why they needed to do that, just showing off, I guess. It's just a cool polished surface on the inside, which no one would ever see. But that's the way they roll. They're giving you way more than you need. Way more than you would ever need, and for far less the money that you would expect to pay for those. I did that completely wrong. I might just leave it. Because this is just video, I'll go back in later and get that set up right. Alright, now I think, almost forgot the Mastodon. One of my favorites. Also, the second watch that I saw and was like, okay, I'm with Invicta. I'll be rolling with these guys until I get my hands on this watch. So this is as before, we talked about these things function, not just for pretty beauty aspects, everything's function. That's a function pusher there. There's a function pusher on this side. And then one master crown, screw down crown right there. Not an automatic. Does have a reason for being called a Zeus Bolt Trio. It has 3 completely independent clocks inside. So that's one, and it has its own function pusher. When I say independent, I mean it. Completely independent of the actual clock. Own function pusher. Screw down function pusher. It's like you didn't have to actually make that screw down, did you? But go an extra mile. Okay, so Invicta Reserve Zeus Bolt Trio. We got the day of the week, big and bold, Sunday. Today is Sunday. As you can tell by the big red sun in the sky and the red dial pointing to a red sun. All right. Then you got the chrono feature, the date. Cool feature about that date, those independent blocks, squares that go around the numbers, because those are independent wheels. They move completely independent of each other. The 2 only moves when it's time for the 3 to show up, and the 9, 1 through 9 moves while this remains still. How they did that, interesting. I don't know, but I thought that's pretty doggone cool. It didn't have to be, because it just had a big wheel in there going around 31 ticks, but it doesn't do it that way. Completely independent movement of the 2 and the 9 to give you the right date. That's already showed you that. The other watch on the other side. So you got 3 time zones, I guess, or 3 different countries. I didn't actually show you. This totals out to about 8 different countries. Because you got the 4 that you press off of the crown, and then when you're on the first time, you can press this one, and it can switch to 4 different time zones. So it's really 8 time zones on this one, which is cool. Great one to travel with, but you can get in trouble because it looks like you have a lot of money. I've had to tell people in many airports, this is stainless steel, not gold. Please let me go. Because they're thinking, wow, this guy obviously has some money. Let's have a conversation with him. And then I realized, oh crap, that watch is what they're zeroing in on, rose gold. You would think platinum, but I've fortunately, successfully, why I still have it, been able to convince people that it is stainless steel, not outrageous amounts of gold, as is the case with this one, stainless steel. They make them so well, you can jump out of the ocean with them, and people are swearing that that has to be gold because you just got out of the ocean with that. But it's like, no, they actually make stainless steel of the extreme high quality stainless steel. And you don't have to worry about rusting and things like that. I'm told in a video I saw about Invictas that these strands are plated individually before they're even wound together. I mean, they really go through an outrageous amount of work to try to make sure that this thing doesn't come off and behave cheaply. So, water, no problem. I've been in the shower. I haven't taken this in the ocean, nor do I care to, because it's one of my favorites, and I have this one to go into the ocean with, and this one, 1,000 meters depth. No reason to take this one into the ocean. But monstrous, heaviest watch I own, even heavier than the Hydromax. The Hydromax underneath has, as you can see there, it kind of bows out underneath. Strange enough, that's comfortable. You would think, when I first saw it, I'm thinking that's gonna be weird, but like so many, this one I thought was gonna be too big. And once you get them fitted, they're actually very comfortable. So yeah, this watch could take a cleaning. But that will pretty much do it for me in these Invictas. This is Curtis Solar's Invicta watch box, cigar holder, humidifier, and a pipe. Pastime luxuries. Beautiful day like this, I'll probably be smoking that pipe in memory of my grandfather, who used to smoke the pipe. Beautiful day, and wherever those mountains are located. I could be in Utah, and I could be in Arizona, not Arizona, but New Mexico. I'm not even sure. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that crazy Invicta watch box collection, and check back with y'all another time.